Hey guys, Ace Trainer Liam here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of MetroMania, the #1 Metronome Battle tournament on YouTube. For those new to MetroMania, the concept is really simple. We have 16 Pokemon duking it out in Metronome-only double battles to determine the MetroMania Champion. This series has been running for almost 3 years and is now in its 9th season. This season, of course, dedicated to the fighting type in honor of the Master Dojo from the Isle of Armor. If you're a fan of MetroMania already and you're ready for more, make sure you do me a solid. Please just hit that like button. Let's try and hit a lovely goal of 1,000 likes. If you could help us with that, you would have my absolute gratitude for, until next week's video. Of course, hit subscribe if you're new and share the video with a friend as well. And don't forget, as always, to use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. This is Moon Pie. Oh my good lord, it's like a caramel milkshake. It's like a caramel milkshake. For the Americans out there, it's like a caramel milkshake. Oh my lord, it's beautiful. And if you use code ACE, you can get yourself some money off. This week is the 3rd heat of Season 9, and already Season 9 is proving to be one of the most unique Metromanias we've ever had. Because already so far, 2 episodes in, we've had 2 clean sweeps where one team absolutely dominated and the other team didn't get a lick in. It's so weird. But of course, before we start Heat 3, let's take a look at those all-important brackets. On the last episode of Metromania, we said so long and sayonara to Urshifu in what has to be an upset victory for Grapploct, because I don't think anyone ever saw Urshifu going out of the competition at all. I think a lot of people thought Urshifu would go all the way to the end, especially with it being the water type, not the dark type version. But no, it's gone. Grapploct moves on to face Toxicroak in the quarterfinals. Now let's find our next quarterfinalist as Hitmontop takes on Bewear. So here we go with the 3rd heat of Metromania Season 9. It's Bewear, it's Hitmontop, it's about to get crazy. Well, let's not go too far, lads, let's not go too far. But remember, Shiny Bewear has the hidden ability, which is Unnerve. Regular Hitmontop has Intimidate, which is what you're seeing take effect now. The regular Bewear has Fluffy, so contact moves are halved in power, fire type moves are increased in power, scary stuff. And Shiny Hitmontop has the hidden ability, which is Steadfast, which means if it's flinched, its speed increases 1 stage. That Soft Boiled fails from regular Hitmontop. Here's Poison Gas, though, from Shiny Hitmontop onto both those Bewear there. Avoided by Shiny Bewear, though, so regular Bewear is the only Pokemon on its team that's going to suffer that poison. That is unfortunate for the Bewear team, but it's still, it's not as bad as it could have been if they'd have both been hit with the poison. Here's the U-turn, though, not very effective from the regular Bewear there onto the Shiny Hitmontop. And over to Shiny Bewear for its first move of this heat and of this tournament. Gonna go for Heavy Slam. How much damage will that deal to the regular Hitmontop there? A little bit of damage there. Little chippy bit of damage. And there's the poison taking effect on that regular Bewear there. Lucky for that Bewear, it's just the regular poison and not the badly poisoned status condition, which is even worse. Now then, Hitmontop's going to start off the next turn, but what is on its mind? It's going to go for Guard Swap. That's a bit of a waste at this stage of the game. That's a little bit of a waste. Little cheeky bit of a waste right there. Over to Shiny Hitmontop, see if it can make up for its partner's kind of wasted turn there. Goes for Gravity, increasing the Gravity. Now, if someone were to use Grab Apple, its power would be doubled. That's something I know that Gravity does. How about that? Over to Shiny Bewear to do something for its team. Going to go for Fell Stinger, another bug type move from the Bewear team. Not going to be very effective at all. Not a great deal of damage dealt there to Shiny Hitmontop. Slowly but surely chipping away is the Bewear team. Now here comes the regular Bewear, who's going to go for Earthquake. That's going to hit everybody, including its partner Bewear. And I was about to say, who does not have the Fluffy ability, but even if it had the Fluffy ability, Earthquake isn't a contact move, so it wouldn't have been halved in power. I believe that's how Fluffy worked. Any Pokemon professors in the comments, you be sure to let me know if I was right or not. And here is Shiny Hitmontop with a Blaze Kick. That will be increased in power on Bewear because of that Fluffy ability. Although, wait, how does it work with Blaze Kick? Because it's a fire type move, so it's increased in power, but it's a contact move, so is it halved in power? Maybe it just does the normal amount. Pokemon professors in the comments, let me know. There's a Pollen Puff, which does not deal a great deal of damage to regular Bewear, but just bring it down to less than half its max HP, as it follows up with a Strength Sap. Talking about its HP, it's going to lower the attack stat of Shiny Hitmontop there by 1 stage whilst restoring its own HP. I love Strength Sap. It's one of my favorite moves because it's so trolly. And here is the Shiny Bewear, who's going to go for Shift Gear. So it's going to increase its speed, I want to say, by 2 stages. Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it, Liam? yes, its speed goes up by 2 stages and its attack by 1 stage. There we go. There's more poison damage, though, onto that Bewear, who was back at full health, but obviously now suffers that poison damage slowly but surely, eating away at the life of that Bewear. Shiny Bewear, though, now the fastest thing on the field, geared up and ready to go. Gonna go for Rock Smash. That will be same type attack bonus. It won't do, oh, I was gonna say it won't do a great deal of damage. It did an alright amount of damage there and got the defense drop on Shiny Hitmontop. Over to the Hitmontop team to see if they can follow up, capitalize. They're gonna go for Grassy Terrain, so that's gonna restore the HP of all these grounded Pokemon at the end of each turn, just by a little chunk there. So that does benefit the Hitmontop team, but it inadvertently helps the Bewear team as well. So here comes Shiny Hitmontop, though. What will it do in response? Going for Grassy Glide, which ironically is, well, coincidentally, it's not irony, coincidentally is increased priority in Grassy Terrain. There you go. And here is Octazooka from regular Bewear onto the regular Hitmontop there, bringing it down to less than half of maximum. There's the restorative power of the Grassy Terrain taking effect. Didn't get the accuracy drop on the Octazooka. Very unfortunate there. But there's the HP being restored of everybody. And finally, the slowest Pokemon on the field, regular Bewear, who's also going to suffer that poison damage right after completely negating the Grassy Terrain there. This could go either way right now. We are still in the early days of this contest, but the Bewear team looking very, very healthy at the moment with their green HP bars. We see a Fire Blast coming out from Shiny Bewear, not known for its special attack, but did decent damage to Hitmontop, and that's weird because Hitmontop has decent special defense as well, a base 110. Here's a Trop Kick, though, from regular Hitmontop onto Bewear. They're tanking it. That's a testament to the fluffy ability. Now at -2 attack, though, because obviously it was intimidated at the start of the battle, and now it's at -1 attack from the Trop Kick, so -2 total. There's Extreme Speed, another contact move, not doing a great deal to Shiny Bewear there. Oh, wait, never mind. Shiny Bewear has Unnerve, so Fluffy didn't factor in there. It just was a very... Remember, this Hitmontop has reduced attack. Oh, that was beautiful right there, bringing that Shiny Hitmontop into the danger zone there. Yeah, Shiny Hitmontop has reduced attack, which is why Extreme Speed didn't do as much as it did. It had nothing to do with the Fluffy ability, because Shiny Bewear does not have the Fluffy ability. It has Unnerve, as we know. Shiny Pokemon in this tournament of Metromania in this season have their hidden abilities. The regular forms have their primary abilities. And don't get me started on what about secondary abilities, because look, there's only so much I can do, mate. Relax, cool your jets. Shiny Bewear, though, is going to go for Spikes and waste its turn. So regardless of what ability it has, it just done goofed. It absolutely done goofed. That may come back to bite these bears in the booty. Here's the regular Hitmontop, who's going to go for Mist. Protect yourself with that lovely, lovely shroud of mist right there. Very beautiful. Over to Shiny Hitmontop, though. What's Shiny Hitmontop going to do? Is it going to do something worthwhile? It's going to go for Dual Chop, which is a Dragon-type move, for a tiny bit of damage on the Fluffy Bewear right there. Not even bringing it down to less than half its max HP, but the poison at the end of the turn should probably do that. Over to Boom Burst from Bewear there. Again, a special attack, so not going to do a great deal of damage there. But arguably, oh, knocks out Shiny Hitmontop. I was going to say, arguably does more damage to its partner Pokemon, who has special defense of 60, rather than the Hitmontop team. So not the greatest of plays there. Regular Hitmontop barely surviving there, though. Stuck in the danger zone after the Boom Burst there. Same type attack bonus Boom Burst from regular Bewear, who suffers a little bit more poison damage. Gravity has returned to normal, but it is not looking good in this first round contest for Hitmontop right now. That Hitmontop needs to heal itself, or it needs a damn miracle if it's going to take this first round victory. We see Icicle Crash from Shiny Bewear here. Is that going to be enough? It's got 20-ish hit points, and down goes Hitmontop. There we go. All those 20-ish hit points gone. Round 1 goes to Bewear. Bewear is in the driver's seat right now as we enter the battlefield for round 2. My word, Hitmontop has an uphill climb right now. They really need to get in sync. They're dancing in sync right now. They need to get their brains in sync. There's the Intimidate from regular Hitmontop, going to reduce the attack by 1 stage of both of the Bewear upon entry into the battle, which does start the Bewear team as a disadvantage, but as they've already proved in the first round, they do not worry about that disadvantage. You know, they've got base 125 attack, which, you know, is reduced a little bit. There's a double kick by that Intimidate. There's a double kick from the shiny Hitmontop to start things off right there. Obviously, contact moves reduced in power, but decent hits nonetheless, even with the reduced power there. Especially with same type attack bonus. Here's Future Sight, which will be super effective when it finally hits from the regular Hitmontop there, and over to Shiny Bewear. What's Shiny Bewear going to do before the Future Sight takes effect? Goes for Magic Room, which is the one where held items lose their effect, right? Or is that Wonder Room? Yeah, held items lose their effect in Magic Room. But that's actually, do you know what that does? I was about to say, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't do any difference in Metromania. High horsepower avoided by Hitmontop there from the regular Bewear. The Magic Room means that no Leper Berries will come into effect whilst that Magic Room is up. So actually, Magic Room makes a difference this time around. Here's a Bug Buzz, not very effective from Hitmontop onto Shiny Bewear. There, tiny little bit of damage there. Not a great deal. But down goes the special defense. One stage of Shiny Bewear. And now we have the Shiny Hitmontop, who's going to go for Entrainment. Very interesting. So it's going to give the Steadfast ability to the fluffy Bewear. That's going to make that Bewear easier to take down because now contact moves won't be halved in power. So that's not a bad shout. Although it does mean if you flinch it, its speed's going to increase. I guess it's, you know. Here's a Water Spout, though. Oh, my word. Big old Water Spout from the Shiny Bewear there. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, though, to the opponents because of the low special attack stat. Base 55 of the Shiny Bewear. Regular Bewear going to waste the turn on Toxic Spike, so let's skip over that. Let's not even worry about that. Next turn is coming into play right now when Passimian wakes up and inputs those commands. Thank you very much, Passimian, for all your hard work. I know you're working hard. I know you're tired, mate, and I just want you to know that I love you, mate. There we go. Here's a Skitter Smack, which is basically, it's a new bug type move, reduces special attack by one stage while dealing a little bit of damage. It's basically Struggle Bug, but a physical version of it that still reduces special attack somehow, though. Here we see Endeavor, going to even up that HP for from the Shiny Bewear there, so now it has the same amount of HP as, oh, here we go, new Water type move as Hitmontop, as it hits that Hitmontop with Flip Turn, which is basically Volt Switch. But again, I think it's physical, and this time it's Water type. Power Up Punch, which is going to be same type attack bonus from regular Bewear, and increase its attack back up one stage, so now it's at regular attack. There's the Future Sight attack. Massive damage from that Future Sight attack. Down goes Shiny Bewear, a crit on the super effective Future Sight. That's the kind of opening that Hitmontop wanted. Bear in mind, Hitmontop's base special attack is 35. My word, that was a beautiful Future Sight right there. Hitmontop in a very good position. Regular Hitmontop's going to go for Sludge Wave, although that will hit its partner Pokemon as well, and could potentially poison it, though. So, there's the poison on that regular Bewear. Once again, it's poison, just like the last battle. Didn't poison its partner, did Hitmontop, so that's a good Sludge Wave. Here's another Dual Chop from Shiny Hitmontop, like we saw in the previous battle. Going to do 2 decent hits of Dragon-type damage right there. And Bewear needs to do something. It needs to take out one of these Hitmontop if it's going to continue. Goes for Rest. That's a ballsy play with 2 opponents still on the battlefield. Going for Rest and guaranteeing you'll be asleep for the next 2 turns, regardless of maxing out your HP. That's a ballsy play right there. This Bewear got balls, dude. My word. The Hitmontop team now have free reign to get potentially 4 offensive hits in. We see Swagger coming out from Shiny Hitmontop. That's dangerous. But while it's asleep, I guess confuse it as well. But you are increasing its attack by 2 stages. So this Bewear is now at +2 attack. Okay. That's... oh, it's going to get scary, isn't it? Here we see the regular Hitmontop going for Arm Thrust. Super effective because Bewear's a normal type and same type attack bonus. How many hits is it going to get? That could be really devastating to Bewear. That's 3 hits from the Arm Thrust. My word. And we're getting a fourth hit. We're going for the 5. Going for the Quinfector. We are. 5 hits. Bring your Bewear back down to less than half its max HP. That's not good for Bewear at all. Fast asleep. It's got a whole other turn to go yet. Magic Room has worn off, so Pokemon can start using Leper Berries once again in these battles. Again, to remind you guys, I added Leper Berries to every single Pokemon as a held item in this tournament because you guys requested it so much. Here's a Fire Pledge from Hitmontop. How much damage is that going to do? Not a great deal of damage, actually, because the Fluffy ability's gone off that Bewear, so that's something that didn't work out in the Hitmontop's favor. Here's a Meteor Mash, though, from Shiny Hitmontop. It's going to land on that Bewear for a huge amount of damage, but just not quite enough to take it down. Is that Bewear going to wake up? Is it too little, too late? It's in a much worse position now than it was when it went to sleep, that's for sure. My word, what is going to happen? Here comes Hitmontop, though. Regular Hitmontop, what is on its mind? It's going for Burn Up, but it's not a Fire type, so it can't use Burn Up, because Burn Up removes the Fire type if you have it, so waste there. Shiny Hitmontop going for another Swagger! So it's increased Bewear's attack. Bewear is now at +4 attack. It is confused, so if it hits itself in confusion, it's awake. Oh my god, it's awake. If it hits itself in confusion, it's done for. It's not hitting itself in confusion. It goes for a physical move. Oh, it goes for Air Slash, which is not physical. It's a special attack, not taking advantage of that attack stat. But it's going to land for a decent amount of damage there on that regular Hitmontop. But if Bewear gets an opportunity to use a physical attack, these Hitmontop are going to get mowed down. They need to do something. Here is Topsy-Turvy. Oh, great play. Great play by regular Hitmontop there. Topsy-Turvy reverses all the stat changes of Bewear. So Bewear is now at -4 attack. That's incredible. Smokescreen from Shiny Hitmontop is going to reduce the accuracy one stage of Bewear. They've absolutely ruined this Bewear's offensive power. It has nothing it can do now. It's ignoring the confusion, but it's really going to have a hard job unless it hits some one-hit KO moves or something. Goes for a not very effective U-turn. Look how little damage this does. It did barely. Did it do 3 damage, I think? Maybe less than that. Maybe slightly more than that. I don't know, but it did a very little amount of damage right there. Oh, 2 swaggers and a Topsy-Turvy. I never thought I'd see the day. Here's a Struggle Bug, which we mentioned earlier from Shiny Hitmontop. Not very effective. Gonna bring Bewear so close to the danger zone and also reduce its special attack by 1 stage. Poor Bewear can't do anything right now. It'd be better off using Seismic Toss or something for guaranteed damage. Here's Hitmontop, though, with a heavy slam onto Bewear, and Hitmontop have equalized. It's now Hitmontop 1, Bewear 1. My word. We live in, boys, say the Hitmontop team. They want a place in the quarterfinals, but they still have to go through Bewear one more time. And let's be real, are Bewear gonna make the same mistakes this round that they did last time? Probably not. There's the Intimidate taking effect, though, reducing each Bewear's attack by 1 stage apiece to start off with. The Hitmontop team need to really focus if they're going to take down Bewear, and Bewear just need to be careful. They need to not let themselves get trapped by the Hitmontop if they're going to go to the quarterfinals. We see a U-turn from Shiny Hitmontop after the first Hitmontop wasted its turn. Little bit of chip damage there, not very effective on the Shiny Bewear. Over to regular Bewear for the first move for its team in round 3. Sparkling Aria, which is a special attack, and it's going to hit everybody on the field. It's not going to do a great deal of damage, but did more damage to its partner, because again, its partner has half, well, more or less half, the special defense that the Hitmontop team do. Here's a flying press, though, from Bewear. Huge damage. Takes out, oh my god, takes out regular Hitmontop on turn 1 with that flying press. A flying press Bewear is probably the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Fantastic play. Hitmontop already with its back against the wall in this 3rd round. Here's Flatter, which is going to confuse the regular Bewear and increase its special attack by 1 stage. My word, this Shiny Hitmontop has its work cut out for it, though. What is it going to do? What is going to happen? Shiny Bewear getting geared up, ready to go. What's on its Sinister Mind? Going for Sand Attack. Going to reduce the accuracy of Shiny Hitmontop, make it harder to hit. And when it's got 2 opponents to take out, missing is just not something you want to be happening. Here's the regular Bewear ignoring its confusion, getting ready with that metronome. And what is it going to do? Going to go for Misty Explosion. That's going to be super effective on everybody on the field. Well, both its ally and its opponent. Super effective damage, bringing both Pokemon into the yellow, taking itself out, of course, because it is an explosion after all. Wow, now things are a lot more even. My word. I hope it was worth it. Oh dear, this is not good for the Bewear team. But the Hitmontop team, oh, going for Perish Song. That's a big mistake. Oh, this could cost Hitmontop dearly, because Hitmontop is faster, which means it will KO first. If the Perish Song is allowed, it gets to the end of the 3 turns. Here's a Rock Wrecker, which is scary from Bewear. Well, I mean, Bewear doesn't have to worry. I was going to say, it should be a little bit worried because it has to recharge next turn after that Rock Wrecker, but it doesn't. It just needs to survive the next 2 turns after this Perish Song, because it will be the last to faint, which means it will be the winner if the Perish Song comes to fruition. Here's a head charge from Shiny Hitmontop onto Bewear, and it's going to do a great chunk of damage there. Shiny Bewear sitting with barely any health, but of course the recoil damage did put Hitmontop in a difficult position. The Perish Song is counting down. Hitmontop needs to do something. Otherwise, Bewear will get the win by default because of its mistake. It goes for Cut. Is Cut going to be underwhelmingly enough? It is! And Hitmontop are through to the quarterfinals just barely. They almost scuppered themselves with that Perish song, but they managed to pull it off somehow. And Hitmontop are through to the quarterfinals. Let's take a look at the brackets, how they stack up now. So next week, Heracross is going to take on Lucario to find out who will face Hitmontop in the quarterfinals. Make sure you tune in next week. So that'll do it for another episode of Metromania. If you enjoyed it, like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel like these wonderful people down here, do pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrenalium and save yourself some money on G Fuel. Use code ACE. But until next time, I'm Ace Trenalium. Keep on training.